But guys, first and foremost, we have a returning guest tonight. It's an honor to have him back out here on the show. And what's funny is when I was making the marketing material for this, I realized I was like, man, when's the last time I did a live album listen? And that's exactly what we're doing tonight. We are bringing that back. But first and foremost, you already know, we have to talk. We have to conversate. So let's introduce Destruct back to the show, a returning guest out here, but with a special guest though.
Yes, sir.
Special guest, Geronimo X, all the way from the IE?
Yes, sir. Rialto is one.
Oh, okay. And you know, one question I want to ask before we do get popping off here.
Tell him.
What do you think about our boy out there, you know, with that new IE jam?
What boy?
The Paco Joe, the
I don't know who the hell Paco Joe is.
Oh, there we go. That's all.
There's his thoughts on that.
There we go.
I'm going to keep it real 100%. I don't know who Paco Jean is.
So anyhow, guys.
Geronimo's pretty low key in case you guys didn't know.
Exactly.
He's a dangerous man that speaks with his hands.
I figured that out really quick. Just by the photo you sent me
is.
for the marketing material with the MF Doom type mask and
Right.
and the
Jason
and
type-ish.
and the sweater and stuff like that. But thank you though, bro, for coming back on. It's
Hey,
really
man.
cool because I just ran into you and you were like, hey, got the project out.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Literally
stuff
like a
that.
week ago, and here we are, you know?
But so since the last time I saw you with the Sharpshooters
Yes, sir.
album with our boys,
That's a
Zol.
good one.
Thank you, sir. Shout out to Zol, man. He's still
Yeah,
holding
exactly.
it down.
So how are things been since that last little kind of run that you guys have done since I last saw you?
Everything's been awesome, bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got the tour, you know what I'm saying, across the nation, and we hit like well over 200,000 streams on it. Made some good bank on it. Vinyls are damn near sold out, and we're already pretty much done with the next album, which is paying homage to like
after
another.
what we're about to listen to tonight, you're telling me there's more to come from
Always,
you.
always,
I
always.
know you're always working.
Oh yeah, and
You're staying busy.
Me and Geronimo already
Motivated.
got some bubbling too. So all I gotta say is that, man, who been A1 since day one and nothing will change. You know, the canvas never lies, so we steady the aim.
you have 3 decades under your belt.
Is it? I mean, I came in late
I
07.
listen to your music regularly. I do. I'm a
Like
fan.
50
And what
albums.
I'm saying is, your first project, what I've seen, was 2009.
It was 07, Rebel Minded, yeah.
Oh, okay, for sure. So I'm okay. Well, what I've seen
Crazy.
on my DSP was 09. It was like Philly and LA.
Yeah, but what I did was like a 10-year anniversary of my first record, but yeah, 07 was when I officially stepped
So
in.
yeah, you got 3 decades. I mean, that's
Man, time be flying.
yeah, and we're coming up. We're already halfway through
But
2020.
if I shave the beard, I look Chamberlain and a half, so it's all good. The music keeps us young, you know what I'm saying? You know, me and Geronimo's still young in the thug.
You got to keep trying it though. But you have you brought a special guest here tonight who is part of the production and of your new album. We are gonna
One of the illest. I'm talking, Ed O.G., Razcast, to name a few. My boy's been putting in work, and I just feel blessed that this project even saw the light of day. Crazy story, man, is unfortunately just life be lifing, and computers crashed and whatnot, and unfortunately, I lost some of these files, but I was able to piece together what I could, and it just really meant a lot, not just because rest in peace to my boy EQ, which one of his last verses is featured on his album, which you're gonna hear. Really, it captured a really special moment in my life. We're talking back all the way from 2021 when me and Geronimo first, met. So one thing I learned was like, you know what, man, sometimes it's the minor imperfections that make you as great as you are. And I felt like even though this quality of the mix isn't to my standard, the quality of the music is still there, and it's gonna speak for itself. That's why the canvas never lies. It kind of makes sense with that title. This really is my rawest and most honest project to date.
Yeah, and I love the psychedelic art, and even too when because like I said, I got you on the Spotify, I got you saved. That's when you approached me. You're like, hey, did you see the project? I was like, yeah, you just dropped. Like, what's up with it? But then when you told me though, check it out and really listen to it, I've kind of just like I peeped some songs at first. But then I've been working in my kitchen table lately,
Right.
on my Mac. So I've just been kind of like, I need some background kind of thing.
Right, it'll set the mood.
That album is exactly what that does for me.
No, I
like
appreciate that,
the
man.
last week, that's kind of what I've been on. Because, like, we listen to music, say we all have our idols and stuff like that. But what really drives the producer, though? Because I'm so enthralled with the album, and we have him here.
Yeah.
I hear he's super low-key.
The man, the myth, the
Yeah,
legend himself.
I really am.
Yeah.
Let him
So-
know what drives the music, man.
Yeah,
I
what,
don't really
what
come
drives the
out.
music, Geronimo?
Me, I just get inspired from life.
Yeah.
Everything. Like,
So, but what do you do, like, say, aside from music for a hobby or some kind of thing that might
Hobby.
inspire that light?
I'm a huge horror freak, fanatic.
Like,
I mean, like deep though. I'm always looking for like underground horror movies. Like So that's one of my hobbies is horror movies.
For a second, I thought you're about to say I'm always looking for the next victim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Got some
right.
storage
The
in the
next
den.
underground victim for the torture chamber.
But honestly, man, one thing I will say about Geronimo, mask aside and just the aura and the mystique aside, when I first saw him, I think it was, I don't know if it was Fresh Produce. Shout out to the Grizzly State camp.
Grizzly State. I'm wearing a Grizzly State, shirt too. So
Is that out from
that's
the
my
IE,
people.
or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For
And
sure.
so I just saw him cooking from scratch, and I was just really blown away. And like, I hate to compare, but homie was really in this like primo, Ninth Wonder, Apollo Brown bag, just to like give me an idea of like
He
the
was just
sounds that
getting
I
down
dig.
with it.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, you know what? This is the type of cat that I can really make a classic with. And I knew it took us a minute to link, but when we did, dude, it was just magic. And the fact that this project started almost damn near 5 years ago and is still classic now lets you know that we made something timeless. You know?
Exactly. So with this project, what did it teach you too as an artist? Because I know you've been in this game so long, but like I see the caliber of people you work with, where you've been and what you've done. How much does this project mean to you than all the other projects?
That's a great question, bro. I mean, with the title like The Canvas Never Lies, I really wanted to just paint a picture like visually with this, really just, I mean, all my projects have a concept, but with this one, shout out to my homegirl Eliza who did the cover. She painted that canvas from scratch. That kind of really embodies the sound and direction of this album. It's really just a whole bunch of different ideas thrown together, but yet it's still a cohesive project, and I'm really touching a lot of deep things, from issues with families to to death to
And
where
to what you've
social
gone
media is going, taking people's minds. Like, it really is just the honest look of where life is now, on and offline. You feel me? And the fact that I've been working on this since 2021, it's crazy how sometimes things in the past are kind of like premonitions for the future, and I could really resonate with it now more than ever. And this one, the fact that it is mastered references, and I'm not afraid to say it, you know what I mean, and people are still rocking with it. Like, I damn near got almost a record deal off this project of how much people are rocking with it. Lets you know the quality and caliber of artists that me and my boy Geronimo
quality
are.
in music because it embodies like a human soul and like
Exactly.
real life experience.
Exactly.
And that's the thing people need to realize. And I was having this conversation with someone that I'm lining up and partnering with. I was like, man, I feel like hip hop's in a state of like it's getting back to what like art is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it is.
Like because I feel like we all went
That's
through that
so real.
2014, 2013, like we were just in some like weird like
Nah, everything comes around full circle. bro.
yeah, and
Real
like
talk.
I truly genuinely feel like especially people like us who have been involved with what is now the now, I feel like
Yeah.
what artists like you are doing, what producers and engineers like you guys are doing, we're now taking over the industry in a way that the industry didn't expect we'd be
Exactly,
able to do.
and it's all genuine. And the fact that this project is so raw, and not just from the sound, just from the emotion and effort I put into it, it just lets you know that this is the tone that we're set and moving forward. So imagine when next thing we come through cooking up is definitely going to meet the requirements and the caliber that we want. And I'll be honest, man, the biggest driving force of this, back to my brother EQ, recently passed away.
R.I.P.
Exactly. That let me know, like, what, man, I had the blessing to put together his tribute show and, fundraise over $10,000 for his family, as well as put together his last record. The fact that this is one of his last features, there was a saying I heard on the last Visionaries album from the OG Jazzy Jeff. He said, as a creative, you'll never be able to, release everything you want, so die empty. Like, who cares how long you put it out or how long you worked on it, or if it didn't meet the criteria, put it out, die empty. So that's why I was like, you know what, even though these are references, it's so much quality and effort and heart and love put into this.
Something to someone.
Exactly, from the rhyming beast that I knew it deserved to see the light of day. And hey, man, the rest is history.
Exactly, and that's actually where I've been with my art too. I will say, just for like a quick second, is like my boy said, just do your thing, try to just move on and use it to like leave yourself in the position that you wanted to be in, because it leaves an impact on who you were as a person. And even though it might have not touched the crowd that you were trying to reach, it might have touched somebody.
I mean, looking back now, Geronimo, even though like this wasn't mix and master how we wanted, how you feel about the project, man?
I mean, I love it. Like I said, that's the only problem is the mixing. Is like, but other than that, like the rap, the beats is like my beats are as hard as fuck.
I'll say this: you want to hear it from a consumer standpoint?
His
I
rhymes.
thought that project was engineered beautifully, raw and gritty.
See what I'm saying? To the
Like,
common ear, right? To the common
because
ear,
look,
they ain't gonna notice.
I'm a consumer of hip hop, and I'll say it right
Okay.
here on Wax that That's what I want.
Right? And if I didn't tell you that these were master references, you couldn't even tell, right?
I couldn't tell.
It's just us as the artists that understand.
Maybe because I'm a producer, man. Yeah.
And I even shout out my boy Sabi at Hangout Records. He kind of, he's giving me mixes on my tracks. I'm like, bro, it's a little heavy.
Yeah.
And he's like, just listen to it.
It's a little too much compression.
No, he's like, no, just listen to it. And you sit there and you sit back and you think about music in a different way.
Exactly.
That's why now I consume and absorb hip hop completely different than I used to, say, maybe 10 years ago.
Hey, man. I'll say it again, bro. Who been A1 since day one and nothing will change. You know, the canvas never lies, so we study that.
There you
That's
go.
it.
And guys, if you're just tuning in, we're on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California, on 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and streaming on KQBHLA.com. And guys, we're out here with Destruct and Geronimo. But Geronimo, a couple questions for you.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been producing?
Dude, I feel like I've been producing, forever. Like, I say plus 15 years maybe. Like, for a long time.
But what truly inspired you to be like, I'm going to go Mac that MPC. I might hit a little 808.
Right?
Hit that little 808, make it slide.
Yeah, right? See, I'm from the Bay Area, so like a heavy 808. You know, so.
Well, me, I was influenced heavily by the Wu-Tang Clan.
Okay.
So
the Wu-Tang
definitely
Clan is
MF Doom, of course. I done seen in the photo y'all two have.
MF Doom, like all that DJ Premier, Pete Rock, you know, Alchemist, like that boom bap sample stuff. I'm kind of prejudiced, to be honest with you. Like, if it doesn't have samples in it, I kind of don't want to hear that shit.
there's an art form.
Hear
to
that
it.
on my back.
Hear that ish. It's
hard,
okay.
you know.
There's a parental advisory on the front of the album for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm saying we very graphic.
Yeah, my bad. I don't want to hear
Eloquently graphic.
that. Some of it is cool, but
Hey.
like me, I just love samples. Like the way it sounds.
There's-
Like
there's an art form to
chopping
it.
it, like layering it.
And my boy ain't just looping something, you know, he really has his ear and like touch to like really crafting something special. That's why every track you heard, when I first heard him, I was blown away. And I knew right away I was gonna do something special. And it's rare when I'm so like motivated by the producer's sound, whether if it's the sample or a sound he throws in there, it's like it kind of already, you know what I'm saying, justifies what the concept's gonna be. And you're going to hear tracks like It's Possible, where literally like one sample is someone saying, it's possible. And I'm like, oh, it's going to be a motivational banger right here. You know
Yeah, it's
what I mean?
crazy
A
because
motivational banger,
Right?
banger,
And not corny.
banger.
And not corny.
you came to my crib, I remember, and like he literally picked this whole album was literally from 1 month, like April 2020 or 2021 or
2021,
something.
something like that.
Like from the month of April. And I remember, I'm like, you don't want to look at the other folders? He's like, nah, this is it. This is it.
I just
These
knew,
are the
bro.
ones.
I
was
just
like,
knew.
okay.
But looking back, right, and the fact that you made it all within that time frame, I think that's what makes the project so cohesive. Because that was the mindset you were in. And like any album I do, bro, it kind of chronologically, you know, encapsulates where I was in that moment in time. And I think that's what this project does for you as well,
Exactly.
production-wise, right?
I mean, it's dope too because look, through me and you, it brought me to him, and I can see like even the connection right now. Like I listened to this project 3 times in the last week. Like ran through.
Thank you, sir.
Like, well, I'm just saying,
thank
like
you.
when I'm at the
Appreciate
table,
it.
like when I listened to it the first time after, like I told you, I was like, yeah, I'm eating sushi right now.
Right?
Listen.
Extra ginger, I hope, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
and with wasabi, like
Right? Eel sauce,
Yes.
spicy mayo,
Yeah.
it works.
The whole works from our
You know?
boy over there. We
You
already
know?
know what's up. If you know, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
But anyhow,
Y'all
I just
hungry.
it was like for me, my fiance. Shout out to her. She always puts on Netflix, but she ain't paying attention.
Right.
Yeah, right. It's like background.
Background
Yeah.
ambiance.
That's what I
And
do
I'm
with
just
too.
like, and that's like, it's one of those like where your mind kind of chimes out,
Right.
and it embodies you. It puts you in the zone.
So it's different when you threw this one on, right?
Yeah, and like of course, like I love all your other projects in the last like 3-4 years I've been jamming, like your more current stuff. But this one for me, it wasn't just the art and the canvas of it. It was the way it put me in the mood, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. It was
See,
the
I'm
paint
from
strokes. It was the
Mendocino
paint
and Humboldt
strokes.
County. I'm from the Bay Area,
Thank
you know.
you,
So
man.
for me, like that type of like trippy, like more like positive, like motivating, like you're not talking about your common like hip hop stuff.
Nah.
That's why I love this album,
And
especially your production though.
And I
Thank you.
Hey, I
Appreciate
appreciate you, you know, repping the Bay
Appreciate
too,
you,
because
brother.
on one of the joints, on, you know, the one with the homie JFK and the OG Dank from the legendary Frank and Dank Jay Dilla Foundation, I say, ghost busting MCs with ghost riders up the sleeve. Couldn't ghost ride the whip. Your tank's always on E. So it's like, you know, so that's, you know, a little shout out to the Bay right there, you know.
I mean, like, you know, let me ask you one question.
Yes,
So
sir.
to both of you, what influence does the Bay Area have on both of you?
Oh, that's a good question. You can go first, though.
Well, honestly, I grew up on like E40, and people don't know it. People were like Tupac, LA, but he's from Oakland.
Yeah.
Like, so I grew up on like that
Digital
old,
Underground, right? That's what it came
Exactly,
up.
all that stuff. I grew up on that stuff too. Like,
I mean, I grew up on Cyanide. You know, I almost worked with Zombie, did a tribute joint to him, so I'm a huge
He
fan.
recently just had passed away, right?
Yeah, a couple years ago. So
yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Cyanide. So that's really my connection to, you know, the Bay Area sound is like, you know, through the lens through them. You know what I mean?
Definitely. And your guys, what influence do you think right now in the current hip hop? What do you think the Bay Area is doing for hip hop right now?
I think the hustle, you know, like cats like La Russell are really like changing the game. You know what I mean? I think, and just, I mean, the Bay's always been with the hustle. I think it's safe to say E40 Too Short were like the pioneers of straight out the trunk. You know what I mean? Like we doing this, Mac
Since
Dre.
the 80s.
E40 invented slang for
He did, man.
For real. Like,
Ooh. Jesus Christ had dreads, shake them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'll be over the head like a shower nozzle.
I love E40, bro. I swear to God. E40.
What are you guys' favorite E40 bar?
I think the Jesus Christ got dressed, so shake him. No, actually, I don't bump mainstream. I bump underground. All the other stuff was it trash or watered down. You know, E40. He's on one of Ghostface's album. You know that? He got a joint with. Yeah.
Wait, which one?
It's the one with this. I think this producer Ghost Limited. Ghost Limited as like a ghost with like a Jason mask, pun intended.
Oh, I know who that is. Come
Yeah, and it's I think it's E40, Snoop and Ghostface on that. Crazy.
Snoop and Ghost.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
man.
crazy.
You know I'm a low-key historian. Look that up. Look up
Ghostface
Ghostface and
Killer.
E40. It's a crazy track. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm a big E40 connoisseur. I actually got to meet him at a bottle signing over in Bellflower.
What?
Yeah.
How was he?
I told him I was like, yo, what's up, man? I'm from the 707, right? I was
Yeah.
like, say that backwards. And he looked over at a security guard. He's like, can you count to 7 for me? And the dude said, I can't even count to 6.
That's a bar.
That was just
That's
the
a bar,
interaction.
he
And
said.
it was just great though because I didn't even know that he was discontinuing the bottle of Slurricane that I picked off the shelf.
Slurricane.
The blue
Yeah.
Slurricane.
Yeah.
Got a signed bottle of blue Slurricane.
You did? Or he signed it?
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's crazy.
But he
bro.
called me he called me Playboy Pimp. And he didn't know my name was PBP.
Yeah.
So my name's
Pimp.
Kenny Bigger Pictures.
But
Playboy
you know
Playboy
him.
Pimp.
He generates slang like every 2.5
And
seconds.
every time
you know
he
what I'm
kept
saying?
dipping his
real.
glasses, like twinkling his fingers at me. I
Yep.
was just like, I guess I'm gamed up.
That's the steez.
Hey, shout out to man Uncle 40 out there.
Yeah, 40 water.
40
You know?
water.
All day.
Dusted and disgusted.
Oh. I mean, you even got those deep like you know, you got those E40 glasses.
Low key.
Dusted and disgusted.
Low key.
Come on. Yeah. Sprinkle me, homie.
Oh.
Think we're gonna have an E40 Geronimo X album soon, you know what I'm saying? Geronimo 40, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! Hey, did we just market that 40? Are
Low
you
key.
listening?
We manifesting and putting it out in the universe, you know what I'm saying?
Right, but final thoughts though before we get into this project.
Start it off, Geronimo. Final
What,
thoughts. Jerry Springer, final thoughts
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts about what?
about the album.
Oh.
Hey,
The canvas never lies. Why are we here, dog? Shoot.
Well, look, it's crazy, but I picked this hat out just because it matched. But this is like a straight up
Van Gogh, right?
Van Gogh right here, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just
So
art,
are you
man.
the
Like,
Van Gogh of this project?
I mean, I just feel like I'm all about the art, really. Like I don't even have an Instagram out no more. Like I don't try to put myself out like that at all. I'm just all about music. I love creating. I don't like even being like put to do something else when I could be doing music. Like I'm always like, I could be doing music right now. You know?
This a rare sighting of Geronimo.
Even with this interview,
Rare
I'm like,
sighting.
damn, I could be making a beat right now.
Yeah, it's a rare
Like,
sighting.
but
of
I'm here
Geronimo.
talking to y'all.
So
you know?
this right here in front of you is very tempting.
All of this stuff, like I want to just produce. Like
That part.
Yeah.
I love art. I love music. It's just, to me, that's why I even got out of like, cause I was like always posting videos on Instagram, like making beat videos, and like I got out of that cause I was like too into the comments and likes, and I was like, I kind of got away from like the art, and like I said, it wasn't me. So I was like, I kind of just deleted all that, focused
how
on
long
me and the
have you been on
art.
social media?
How long was I on it?
No, how long have you been off it?
By like 6-7 months now.
Okay.
Yeah, we
How-
literally just reconnected, man. So
How do you feel?
I feel great. Like I make music for me.
Disconnected from the matrix, right?
Yeah, I make music for me.
He took the red pill, right?
Yeah.
For my mental health. Like sometimes nobody hear my music but my cats, and I'm happy with that. Like,
Nah, it's
music.
It's a true mad scientist.
I do it because I just want to make a beat. Like I want to make some music. I want to make something that bangs. I don't care if people hear it or not. Like I have so much music that ain't nobody heard. Because like I said, he got 30 albums. How much albums I got? Probably one because I did one with him.
But you got a lot of
I don't got no albums out. Like, but I got placements and stuff. Like, but I got this album right here is even inspiring me to put out like my own. Like, you know, let's put out my own beat tape. Like, you know, let's put myself out like that.
Just know your presence is felt, fam, and I couldn't have done this without you. And
Man, you know what I could see? I could see him and Afro doing a crazy project.
that would be dope. That would be dope. I'm trying to work with Afro too. That's good. It's cool people's right there,
Y'all
man.
three short together.
I mean, look, man. We live for the art, bro. And the fact that homie doesn't even need social media for his presence to be felt, I think says a lot. You know.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even trying to say I'm carrying it for both of us. I'm just doing what, you know. I don't know if it was the big man upstairs that told me to do this, but I just felt inspired that we did this for a reason, and it deserved to see the light of day. You know what I mean?
And I'm blessed to even be able to do this because, you know, like, I've been just, like, trying to give back to the culture, you know? And when you did come
Amen
up to
to
me,
that.
though,
Amen to that, bro.
and
That's
this
what
is
it's
real
about.
stuff. When you walked up to me that day and you told me, like, hey, well, you know, this and that, I was like, you know what? I haven't done it in almost a year. Like, let's get back to, like, being a defender of the culture.
All divine timing, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man,
Like,
hip-hop.
let's be real with what the art needs to be.
And with all that said, the canvas never lies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And, just to let you
He always
guys
know
know,
how to
Mic
do
drop.
it. He plugs it in at the right time.
Mic drop.
I mean,
That's what
you
she
know, I can plug it in or I can be like this. No.
E40 over here.
But last thing I will say to both of you, we'll start with Geronimo here.
Yes, sir.
What's a piece of advice you could give to someone, a young producer, that's going through a hard time, maybe trying to give up or, you know, just trying to figure out if it's worth it or not? What's a piece of advice you could give to someone trying to be a producer?
Well, a young producer, I would probably say, focus on why you're doing this in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You do this because you love this, right?
Exactly.
If not, then I would advise you to get the hell up out of here, because this is for, like, real people that want to do this. Like, if you really love this, then keep at it, keep doing it, and even if you don't make it big, you don't get a placement, you don't get none of that, you still do it because you love it.
That part.
And eventually, those placements will come because you're so passionate about it. You'll get better. You'll get better. You'll get better. Your beats will be better. People will come to you. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to come out no more. People will come to you. Mm-hmm. And that's my advice, is like, just do it because you love it. If you're out here, I hate when people say it. I hate when I see interviews and producers or rappers like, I'm doing it for the money to pay so my mama ain't got to live in the ghetto no more. Man, I don't give a dang about that.
True story, yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to do this because you love the music.
Right.
You love making this. You love rapping. You like creating syllables and metaphors. That's what I want to hear.
That part.
I don't want to hear about, no.
I'm struggling.
Why do you love this?
My uncle's so dope.
Hey, man, look.
Yeah.
With all that
I
said,
can't stand that stuff.
all I can say is this, bro. Just stay genuine to your core, man. That's it. Stay genuine to your core. Try it out. Just see what happens. See what happens.
What do you love?
Exactly. See what happens when you just follow your own movement. You know, forget catching waves, create your own wave. You know, forget following trends, create your own legacy. And that's all I've been doing since I stepped in this. And I'm blessed to make timeless music like this. That even though we started in 2021, it slaps even harder today, dog. So that's all I got to say, man. Is just stay true to your own core.
Yep.
F what they think. F the world, if anything.
Do not do what's popular. Do what you want to do. Do what you love.
Exactly. Anyone.
Eventually, people will love it.
Exactly. Everyone's, artists in their own right. You know what I'm saying? You just got to find your own canvas like you hear on the album. And it's all on the strokes, baby. It's all on the paint strokes, and you never know what the picture's going to hold for you. You know what I mean?
Hey, my name's PvP. I paint bigger pictures. Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Hey, there you go. That's a bar. Mic drop.
Always, bro. I mean, how about this? How do you guys stay so commanding in the forefront with what you believe in?
I mean, I always say this, man. Conviction is everything. Because if you can't convince yourself, how the hell do you expect to convince anyone else? And I was convinced the moment I stepped into this. And I was like, you know what? I don't really care what everyone else is doing. I think what I'm doing is dope, and I'm going to stick to that.
I agree.
That's it.
Even from the beginning, me, like, I was just making beats, and like I was forced to, by friends were like, put it on SoundCloud, put it on. I'm like, for what?
Right.
Like I do this for me, for my mental health, to fight my demons.
Exactly. It's
I don't
therapy.
care about people. Like I'm putting that for me. People put it on SoundCloud. Then from SoundCloud, people hit me up on my like messages like, join this battle. Started doing battles. Then from there, I started like people were like, oh, he's crazy. You know, like
this-
and then
this
from
our
levels
livelihood.
like that. But
This our livelihood, bro. Look, real talk. We ain't doing it for the money, but ain't nothing more beautiful than making an honest buck from what you honestly love doing.
yeah,
Exactly.
You know?
And if you don't love
Yes,
what
sir.
you do,
What's the point?
That's all I got
your
to ever
soul,
say.
then your soul already had a
do
price.
you love it?
Exactly.
Who do you love?
Exactly.
you were already not meant to be in the game.
That part.
That's my advice forever. Like
that part.
Yeah.
if you love it, keep doing it. Believe me, I know people that's like, I always give them the same advice. Just, do you love to do this?
That's
like,
it.
would you do this if you didn't get paid?
Exactly.
Would you do this, like, if you had a full-time job?
Or no
and you
social
still-
media, no TV.
No social media, none of that. Would you still do this? Yeah. Then you got it. That's what it is.
There it is.
You got
that's
it.
the answer.
You got it, and you will make it.
That's all the motivation you need, man. That's
You just
it.
got to believe in yourself, you know? Like,
Yeah.
'cause I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe in myself.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And how many years you rocking now, bro?
I just hit year 5.
Congrats, bro.
You know,
We here.
and I know,
what I'm
well, here's the
saying.
thing.
Where's champagne at, man? Where the slurricane at, bro?
Yeah,
Where the
right,
slurricane
where the slurricane
at?
at? Well, for me, though, people, I have 10 years before that, but it was me learning the game.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't step into the game till I felt I was comfortable. and
Exactly.
ready.
I was the same way. I'm
I
like,
was a
yeah.
connoisseur because you got to get into something before you're into something.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And my whole thing was freestyle hip hop. Like that, like, you know, you just check my vid on BOW.
Yep.
That's the only reason I even got there was because that is actually what built me to what I am. Because
That's
you
awesome,
you know what the best thing is you have to be relatable to people.
Exactly. And you did it on the fly. You
And
know
the
what I mean?
first time I ever walked into a cipher, I had like high water pants, glasses, and I went to like Burlington Coat Factory trying to get a fresh fit.
Shout out
you know,
Burlington.
You know, but shout out Burlington. No, I look fresh as you
I
know.
still
what.
go there. What you talking about?
I'm more Ross, and you know what I'm saying?
But what I
Marshalls.
learned
Ross,
though,
for
was
real.
TJ Maxx is cool once in a while.
I came in scared, but then I saw how people were trying to intimidate me.
Yeah.
And then I kept pushing, bro. But now it's gotten to a point where I get to rock with people like you.
Yes, sir.
I get to rock with people like Fro. I get to work with people like Locksmith, 60 East, Lighter Fluid.
The resume
Black
speaks
Books
for
and
itself.
Ride Books, Project Load.
All day. That's familiar
East
right
Side
there.
Show.
Right?
All the boys. Like
Yeah.
everybody that I've been able to work with in my short time and being a cat from the Bay Area, what I've done in 5 years,
Right.
I would never replace for anything.
That part, bro.
Exactly.
You
The
know,
work, the
and
work
like
speaks
that-
for itself, man.
And that's the best thing I love about living in LA.
And I'm sure you had lows and stuff where you were like,
Of course, I wanted to give
But
up.
you
I ripped
love this.
I've ripped everything off my wall, and then I call my friends where I'm from. They're like, "You a little girl."
Hey,
exactly.
Right?
But if
They
you ain't
probably
off-
reminded you,
They're
right?
like,
Do
exactly,
you love
they're
this?
like, "But you want to come back to what we had?"
Exactly.
They're like, man up, Playboy.
Yeah.
Man up.
Playboy pimp, what's up? You know.
What else you want to do?
Not I mean.
Well, where I'm from, it's either you're a logger or a dope grower,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's real.
or a fisherman, or you just work a very get by job. You know,
You
like
Pop Bunyan or Rick Ross?
there you go, exactly.
A
Those are-
lager or a
those are
drug
options.
dealer.
Right? You either try to be like Burner or you burn out.
Hey, that's a bar.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
a
then
bar.
there's another.
This fool
Man,
got
we
bars
love
over
He
here.
does, man.
Got bars.
Playboy don't play.
Play a beat. I want to hear what he got to
Oh,
say.
we'll catch it after we get this album going here. I got a lot to say. But guys, we're going to be rocking out here really quick. And if you're just tuning in, we're on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California on 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory,
East
broadcasting on your FM dial and streaming on KQBHLA.com. And hey, once again, this is PvP. Call me anything you want. Just don't call me late for dinner. Guys, social media handles before we send off into the project.
Well, Geronimo's off the grid again, so you can give me your address, your blood type, last four of your social.
Yeah, and actually, do you have a real ID? No.
You can follow your boy.
Are you an illegal alien?
If you want to catch up with your boy as well as everything Geronimo's doing, you can follow me at Destruct Music. Destruct.
But don't trip. I'm coming. I'm coming back.
Oh, you've
It's
been.
just-
You're
like
everywhere
I
like that.
told you, my boy Destruct over here has inspired me to, like, you know what? People want to hear my stuff.
They
you know,
do.
people want to, you know, like, let me put my stuff back out. Like, I'm being selfish. I'm being a little selfish little kid. I'm like, I don't want nobody to hear my beats. My cats can hear my beats.
Let
like,
it out, bro. Let it out. Man.
Destruct has made me like, let's put the stuff out. Like just like he said, leave yourself empty. Like he said,
Die
right?
empty, man.
Like die empty,
we
right?
got a second project.
You know how many?
You
know how many beats I got?
Like 3 or 4 projects.
That ain't nobody heard.
We
Like,
cooking, man.
I
Trust.
need a. I'm about to purge.
He's about to purge.
See, even though
I'm
you
about
guys
to
dropped
purge.
like we're gonna get a few songs tonight, but even though you guys dropped like a 12-song project, I guarantee like that project consisted of probably like 25 songs, but only 12 made the cut.
Nah, dude. It was everything you heard is exactly what I planned for the album. There was one that was gonna be a Sean P remix. Rest in peace, Sean P. But just didn't work out. Didn't work out with just the mixing and everything. Like I'm telling you, I literally Frankenstein this whole project. And the
You
fact
said
that
you
it
had a
sounds.
computer crash?
Yeah, man. I wasn't able to find the beats, and then me and
Like RZA with the floods, he lost
Exactly.
all the Inspector Deck
and
stuff.
then Geronimo off the grid. It wasn't the easiest guy to get a hold of, but luckily the
I'm
planets.
You living life, bro. That's good.
I'm not really sorry, brother.
It's all good, dog.
That's how I am. I'm not easy to get in
I don't
contact.
take
Keep y'all
offense.
phone numbers.
Yeah, like
Luckily, the planets aligned for us, bro. And like I said, the fact that it started in 2021 and it still hits even harder today, I think it says
So
a
that's
lot.
when the project fully started. So
That's
this
when we
is 4 years in
officially
the
started.
making.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
yeah,
Okay,
man. That's
okay.
how you know it's timeless.
Right
So-
right after COVID. Huh?
I think exactly.
COVID's still. I mean, people say it's now a thing, but I mean, it's fully done, right?
I mean,
Say it's
that's a
done?
whole other
Don't
discussion.
even know.
All I know is from those ill
Don't
times.
even get him started.
From those ill times, we made some ill music. That's all I gotta
So
say.
there you go. You got ill and spit ill.
That part.
Yeah, there you go. But guys, we're gonna run this project here really quick. Destruct, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for reaching out.
Appreciate
Thank you for
brother.
being a returning guest, man. You know, it's dope that. I mean, if you leave a forever impact on someone like that, where then like, you know, like it means a lot to me because you know I feel like sometimes when I interview people, it's like, all right, well, there's that interview,
Yeah.
but you're back
See
here.
you again, never.
We here, man.
Never,
Nah,
never
I had to
say
come
never.
back. I had a great time. I had a great time pushing sharpshooters,
I like
bro.
this dude right here.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was only right, bro. You made me feel welcome the first time. It's only right I come
Hey,
back. And I appreciate you giving us a platform, not just for me, but for people to see that Geronimo exists. He's not just a hashtag on my page. It's like this
you
one
know,
really
you
exists.
Did, homie. You hear that LA lifestyle. We
You
lit.
know, he
Hey,
came
shout
out the
to-
matrix for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Hey.
but shout out to Rialto. Shout out to the IE though.
Rialto, exactly.
Is that
Thank
though
you.
where?
An empire. The Empire
Geronimo.
Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
That part.
From a land far, far away.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that
But
kinda
just
makes
just
sense.
let it be known, though, this is definitely gonna be an appetizer, not just for me, but for Geronimo, for everything that's next to come.
Well, I'm
Real
glad
talk.
that I was able
Yeah.
to.
Thank you for the inspiration, Destruct. For real, and I'm not
Likewise,
even
though.
like,
Hey, thank you for bringing the Van Gogh.
yeah.
Uh,
You know, it's
Hey,
it's
but
art. It's all
hey,
about
but-
the art.
That
Hey,
part.
but we about to listen to a Van Gogh though right now.
Ooh,
So
I like
guys,
that.
make sure you hold your seatbelts
Monet, you
clicked
know.
in tight. It's me, PBP, painting a bigger picture with my boy Destruct and Geronimo X. We out here on KQBHLP in Los Angeles, California on 101.5 FM, a community service of the Boyle Heights Arts Conservatory, broadcasting live on your FM dial and KQBHLA.com. Are you guys ready?
Let's go, man. Live from East Los.
Yeah, let's get it.
Canvas never lies.
I have no boundaries. Art to me is a dialogue between the conscious
Now we can
and
bump.
subconscious, creating reality